What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the Life of Champ podcast, episode number 65, talking about a bunch of different topics today, talking about the red pill versus the blue pill. Also, we're talking about misogyny and misandry, featuring the boy Cory.
What's good?
For the people that do not know you, obviously you're a new face on this podcast. Go ahead and introduce yourself for those people.
What's going on, y'all? I'm Cory. I am currently 20 years old. You know what I'm saying? Me and Champ here, we kind of have the same views. It's actually kind of crazy how we met. You know what I'm saying? We actually were at the gym. We're hooping and all that stuff. So, and man, I can't even remember what led up to it. But I found out he did YouTube, and I was like, man, I do YouTube too. I like to see people who do the same shit I do. And then when I saw he was doing like red pill content or like content, self help or self development content, I was like, man, I was trying to be on that same stuff, things of that nature. And to be honest, right now, in terms of life, I'm just kind of living at this point right now. I'm just trying to experience everything I can experience. I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to grow every day. I edit. I do a whole bunch of other stuff. And I guess my goal in life, in terms of career-wise, I just want to be an entrepreneur. So whatever, like just a side hustle or something where I can kind of call it my own, for real. So yeah.
Okay, for sure. Yeah, like I said, we on the same type of vibe, man. It's like I said, similar life situations. So
Yeah.
like I said, just trying to figure this shit out, trying to put the work in. Come on, now you know what time it is, man. Other than that, I want to ask you one question before we actually get into this. Hey, would you say you found your purpose? Because I know that's a lot of the red pill, let's say mill improvement space, self development space, right? That's one of the things they talk about is finding your purpose. What's your purpose? Blah 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 blah. Would you say you found that?
I believe my purpose, like I'm like, if I haven't found it, oh my bad.
You're good.
If I haven't found it yet, then I'm very close to finding it, because now I realize that, number one, I know I want to be an entrepreneur. That's one thing. I figured that out like a year or two ago. Two, like I don't want to work for nobody. I know I'm a creative person. I'm funny. Like I like to do comedy, all that type of stuff. Mm-hmm. So I figure my purpose is really to inspire, use my creativity to its fullest potential. And it's just like stepping stone. You got to start somewhere and then kind of work your way up. So I think I know what my purpose is. I know my purpose is to inspire. I know my purpose is to, like, when I do make it, like I can just have all this stuff to show for and show people that can do it too, you know.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, basically similar purposes as well. My purpose, and if you watched this podcast before, my purpose is to inspire and empower the ones around me and of my influence. Something I thought of very, very much so. Yeah, if you don't know your purpose right now, your purpose is to try to find your purpose. It's as simple as that.
Mm-hmm.
Just somebody watching this, right? If I can give you some advice for trying to find your purpose, you just got to ask yourself the right questions, right? You got to be very, very clear, specific with what you want out of this life and how you want to get it and how you want to give it to the world, essentially. But yeah, I appreciate you for sharing that, by the way.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, so we'll go ahead and get into it, fellas. If you're just getting in here, KJ, I appreciate you for stopping by, my dog. Holding it down as always, obviously the mod. Come on now.
Oh yeah.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and get into it, right? All right, so main topic for today: red pill versus the blue pill. All right, so for the people that do not know the manosphere, or people who haven't never heard of the manosphere, we're gonna go ahead and explain. Cory, empowering lives on here. Come on now, you don't know what time it is, man.
Yes, sir.
Also, I took away the chat. We're gonna be doing things a little bit different now. So you'll see as we go on. But yeah, for the people that do not know, how would you describe the red pill?
So I think there's a big misconception of what the red pill and the blue pill is, because a lot of people refer to the red pill as, I'm trying to think, like polygamy, all that other stuff. Like they basically refer to that as just women thing, but it's just a life thing in general. So the red pill,
I like that.
Yeah, it's a life thing in general. So like in the Matrix, literally is the blue pill is kind of like you live in like you basically live out of reality, like you're in this dream state, like you're unaware of what things are going on, or do you want to see how far the rabbit hole goes?
Yeah,
basically the truth, you know.
Yeah, exactly. He's right. The blue pill is pretty much like naivety, almost like you're naive to the truths of the world. Obviously, the red pill being the truth, and that's basically what it is. It's an ideology. understanding the harsh truths about life. And like I said, a lot of people are still blue pill, which like I said is the naive aspect of,
Yeah.
let's just say, female nature, or let's just say
Mm-hmm.
some of the harsh realities of life. They're not in tune or do not want to know the truth
Right.
in its entirety. Is that would that so that's basically your definition of the red pill?
Yeah, red pill. That's basically it. Red pill is literally the truth, whether it be like female nature or whether it be the truth about shoot. I'm trying to think of the word. It's like when they mess up stuff, like the government, they try to put it on different things. I can't remember what it's called. It's like what they used to do with like different drugs. They're like, oh, this is bad, and it's like, oh, it's really not. I can't remember what it's called though. But y'all know what I'm saying. Fuck yeah, y'all know what I'm saying.
That's funny. Yeah, I would say honestly, like I said, it's an ideology, right? I think it's understanding the hidden agenda there, because there is a hidden agenda if you do not know, right? There's a hidden agenda, and I feel like that's just becoming aware of the hidden agenda. For example, right? I would say I'd put this under the red pill. How society's trying to emasculate men right now. I would say that is part
Mm,
of understanding the red pill, is understanding, like I said, the hidden motives, the hidden objective that society is trying to portray. They're trying to portray this, women are the most powerful thing ever, and men ain't shit, right? That's kind of what they're trying to promote. And the red pill is understanding, like, well, that's wrong. That's not how it's supposed to be. That's never worked that way. It's
mm-hmm.
kind of pointing out the bullshit.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's basically the way I would describe it. Red pill, if I can go into any more, like I said, it's basically just an ideology. You pretty much killed it with the definition.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so for blue pill, how would you personally describe the blue pill? And then I'll give my definition.
Okay. The blue pill is almost like the blue pill is it's kind of like you don't really you're not really born red pill sometimes. Like most of the time blue pill stems from a way of how society and what around you kind of what you have been brought up to think, you know what I'm saying? Like let's just say like, oh, the whole entire Christopher Columbus shit that we know that shit ain't real. Like
Hey, shout out to Christopher Columbus. His day was yesterday, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So like, I mean, like I learned this in high school. This was crazy. Like we were coming into history, and I was like, oh shit, we got to do this Christopher Columbus thing, and then we go in and we just basically they're like, oh yeah, Christopher Columbus was killing people. He wasn't really doing all. He didn't even make it to America. And I was like, well, for real?
He was
Oh,
savaging people, man. I swear.
And then I found out about the whole entire marijuana thing later on after like when we were in elementary school and they had the dare stuff like, oh, don't do drugs. This is they had it on the same scale as heroin and all that stuff back in the day, and it was crazy. So really the definition of blue pill is almost it's like the definition of insanity is almost doing something over and over and over and over again. So sometimes that can go along with the blue pill as well. So it's just like kind of being naive to different things that are going on around you, and it's like it's just like you don't really know how to maneuver because that's all you've been taught.
For sure.
So
My definition of blue pill is going to be believing in everything society is trying to tell you, essentially, right?
Right.
This is Disney movies. This is that men like. This is like. Oh, okay. This is like women like nice guys. It's basically believing in all that bullshit. Honestly,
yeah.
That's pretty much what it is. How else would I describe it? Yeah, it's just thinking that women have the best intentions always. It's believing in almost false hope in my personal opinion. Obviously, I still prefer a relationship, but I do understand that there are certain things that are not acceptable, that is so popularized within today's society. But yeah, basically the blue pill is basically believing everything you're told by society. When in reality, like I said, society has a hidden agenda. We can go in on that, but basically that's blue pill. Usually people are one or the. I want to actually let me rephrase that. There's one more. We'll get into this one a little bit. This is the purple pill. This is where I would say most people fall on those three, right? Blue pill, red pill, or purple pill. Purple pill, if I could describe it, is basically understanding the truth of the world, understanding the philosophies of the red pill, understanding the philosophies of the blue pill, and still choosing to be in a relationship with a woman, and basically not letting women take advantage of you. I feel like the blue pill also goes under that. The simps fall into the blue pill, letting women take advantage of you. buying OnlyFans, that all falls into the blue pill, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, buying OnlyFans. No, that's crazy. If you've ever bought OnlyFans, and man, I mean, I know people be down bad, but damn, you could have just went to Reddit.
He knows exactly. Come on, now. That's funny. So yeah, come on now. Don't be that down bad. Don't be paying for. Come on now. Don't be paying for explicit content that like I said, you can find somewhere else, man. Come on now,
right.
stop.
Mm-mm.
You playing games out here.
Right.
All right. There is one more. I would say the minority. It's a very, very small minority. It's gonna be the black pill. Black pill, through my perception, is basically understanding pretty much the red pill, but basically overdosing on the red pill essentially, and believing that women are all bad. All women are bad. I feel like it falls into believing all the generalizations of the red pill, right? The red pill spews out a lot of generalizations about women,
Yeah.
a lot of generalizations about life, but it's basically just taking that shit way too far, in my opinion, and basically probably never going to be in a relationship. And there's things like female attraction that they kind of just take to heart, and they don't believe that that women, like I said, women are bad. They're never going to like me because I look like this, instead of
Right.
actually changing their life. So that's basically the way I would describe black pill. Do you have a definition that adds onto that?
Oh, the black pill. I think black pill is literally like red pill rage, almost.
Pretty much.
Almost like red pill rage when you literally take everything that the red pill does, and then you kind of just like you're almost. It's almost like you're mad at the world, kind of like almost like a lot of stuff. Yeah, like okay, you can say this and this about women, blah blah blah. We know that like especially if you've gone through like certain things. Sometimes people go through certain things in their life that makes them red pill, and they like understand it. It's just like, oh shoot, oh I went through this, and now
Like a divorce or something like that, right?
yeah, almost. You know what's crazy? Somebody at my job who actually got divorced, and he was like an older white dude. He became red pill, and I was just like talking to him about it. I was like, dang. I was like, man, some of the stuff that took, and he said everybody gets red, like that type of thing at a different time. Some people never get it at all, and it's like it just happened. I just happened to have it a lot younger. I didn't have to make the same mistakes. I just was like remembering stuff. Like, so okay, so like literally that's what happened for real. So yeah, I think black pill is really just, yeah, if I could describe it any better, is literally red pill rage. It's like you're just almost taking everything too literally, and shoot, Sneeko probably had black pill black pill at some point.
Yeah, for damn sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's red pill rage for damn sure.
Mm.
But yeah, I would say that's pretty much how I would describe that. Where do you see yourself falling into all these?
Purple probably.
Purple. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Purple pill as well. I like how you mentioned the red pill having this I would say negative light.
Yeah.
You said it's kind of like in the same category as polygamy, which it's not exactly polygamy.
Yeah.
There are certain aspects like, well, I guess it's kind of the same shit, but it's not really. Polygamy is like basically having multiple wives.
Right.
What they say in the red pill space is spinning plates. I don't know if you ever heard that, but basically having multiple women, dating multiple women at the same time. That's basically what it is.
Right.
But I wouldn't say exactly polygamy, right? It's I wouldn't say that exactly, but like I said, that is a misconception of the red pill. Do you believe that there's any other misconceptions that people is there any misconception about red pill that people get wrong?
I think the biggest one is that all red pill people are misogynistic, or like they just kind of they hate women. They literally think all red pill people hate women, which isn't really the truth. I think red pill comes at different stages, just like everything. Like obviously, like you're a little bit red pill, you're red pill, and then like you're just fucking out of like red pill, and then you get to red pill rage. So it's just like everybody has different variations. People take what they want from it, but I don't think all red pill people are just misogynistic people. They kind of just accept the way female nature is, and kind of accept different things. And this is from a lot of people, it's due to experience. They kind of see how things are. Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna live my life like this because this way hasn't worked for me, or something like that. So, I think that's what I feel.
For sure. Yeah, I like how you mentioned the misogynistic aspect, which we'll get into later. But yeah, I would say pretty much it's pretty spot on right there. Another misconception that I would say the red pill they get a bad rap for. Let me think. Because here's the thing, it's so I've researched this for like 3 years now, like roughly like 2 or 3 years now, and it's just become it's so second nature that I can't like detach anymore. It's just like I understand
Yeah, right.
instead of like like this blurry like what I kind of I agree with some of this and I agree with some of this.
Right.
I'm pretty much like I said, I've internalized all these concepts. So to think about a misconception, man, that's tough actually. Man, fuck.
Are you thinking right now?
I would say, yeah, I got it. A misconception is all red pill people are toxic,
Okay, that's good.
and I don't exactly agree with that. I would say you're better off if your man is or has taken the red pill or understands red pill philosophies. I would say you're better off if you're a woman watching this. If your man does not know about the red pill, I would say put him on game. But basically, you're better off attraction wise. For him understanding those philosophies and understanding the way that women work and understanding all those things.
Right.
But yeah, basically, I would say that is a misconception. Because another thing I want to mention with red pill, it's understanding that there's dark. What the fuck do they call it? The dark triad of personality traits. How women are drawn to some of those. I'm not gonna say all women. Some women are attracted to some of those traits that would be deemed as toxic. And I would say, yeah, like I said, the red pill does promote some toxic behaviors. I wouldn't consider it just toxic outright, but I would say, the wrong people giving you the wrong information, then you'll end up toxic as hell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you have any other misconceptions?
Oh no, that pretty much wraps it up for me. Pretty much everything you said.
I agree. Also, if you're in here, we'll go ahead and read the comments. Right. KJ said a practice that helps with finding the beast is learning new skills that will put you in advantage over man. Skill plus money equals champ Cory and the top G. Yes, sir. You know what time it is. Red pill people are trying to build up their lives while blue pill complains about themselves and the world and don't get better. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, I would say, like I said, I would say red pill people are more adaptable. Blue pill people are more mad at the world for the way it is.
Yeah.
Red pill is obviously understanding that the world is the way it is, and here's how you play the new game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the way I would describe it. Appreciate that comment, by the way, KJ. Other than that, if you're in here right now, I appreciate you stopping by. Make sure to leave comments. Also, if you haven't already checked out my TikToks and YouTube Shorts, make sure to go and check those out. Which I need to check how those been doing. I had one.
Sure.
I'll mention this. This is funny as hell. I don't know if you've seen it, but I had a YouTube short yesterday. The title was "Depression Doesn't Exist."
Oh.
Fantastic! It did great. It did great. A lot of people hated it. A lot of people loved it. But
Yeah.
I was just laughing at the end of the day, right? Yeah, I found that shit actually funny. Yeah. So make sure you check out that TikTok and YouTube Shorts as well.
That's funny. Oh yeah, you're about to have a bunch of people in that comment section like, he's like, depression doesn't exist. Like, watch. I already know how many people. I try to tell somebody like it's not as bad as you think, and then they try to explain it. He's like, no, you don't. I'm like, oh my goodness. Okay, never mind. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that.
Basically, you're telling me you're down bad.
Yeah, that's to say.
Yeah, basically my perception of that, if I can explain it real quick, is basically depression exists.
Yeah.
To the people who believe it exists.
Right.
You give power to the things you believe in, things you say, things you hear, right? You give power to those things, but I'm not a person who's going to give power to a thing that is not going to suit my best life. Right. So, yeah, it's basically going to take away from you, right? I'm not going to... The top G explains it best, honestly. He really does.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I'm not going to give power to things that, I don't suit my best life, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to understand that you're in complete control of your life, right? Yeah, you have free will. You can control your life. Obviously, there is unfortunate situations that happen, so you might feel depressed at times, but you're not. There's a difference between feeling depressed and being depressed. A lot of people associate themselves with being depressed.
Yeah,
they
right.
Think it's like a constant state when in reality it is just another one of those feelings that you have.
Yeah.
Come and go.
Right. Yeah.
Come in waves. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, I definitely agree because, I mean, shit, I've been through a lot of shit, but it's just like I kind of pull myself out of most of those situations. Like, man, I've been through a lot because, like, man, it's just like people like to say, like, they're depressed or and this and that. Yeah, I mean, you can be depressed and things of that nature, but it's just like, what can you do to pull you out of that situation? You know, it's just like a lot of things. I wouldn't say depression is in your head, but it's like your mind is a lot stronger than you think it is. Shoot, I mean, I could say one example for myself, things that have happened for me, like in the last 2 or 3 years ago, my dad passed away. So that was hard for me, you know what I'm saying? But it was almost like I kind of had to become more of like an adult ish early, almost like kind of trying to figure things out, which sparked, oh, I want to become an entrepreneur. Oh, I want to do this. I want to do that. And I was just like everything, all that sparked for me. But it's just like when it comes to that type of stuff, you kind of just got to go in your mind and really figure out who you are, and also be able to give yourself time to grieve as well. So yeah.
You know, I appreciate you sharing that, man. I appreciate you sharing that. Yeah, there's been I've had my cousin, if you know him, he's been on the podcast. Shout out to D. He's had one of the hardest lives that I've ever observed up close, and he could have been one of two situations. One situation, he could have been depressed, clinical depression, right? Whatever you want to call it, right?
Right.
Down bad is what I like to call it, right? Or he could have been where he is right now, which is building himself up and using those experiences to cultivate a better life, and understanding that you needed to go through that. You need to get over. Not I would say get over, right? You deal with it and grieve with it the way you need to, right? And everybody has their own time of the grieving period, and of course, like I said, it's not completely fixed, right? But at the end of the day, you still got to move forward, right? You still got to progress within life. There's still more to life than just that situation. But he could have easily been clinically depressed, but he's somehow, some way, which like I said, I respect him for it to this day. Pulled him out of those. He pulled himself out of those situations, and he's building himself. And he's constantly working on himself always. So shout out to him. But like I said, you can either use those experiences to be down bad, feel terrible about yourself, feel terrible about the world, or you could say, you know what, this is gonna mold me to become the person I need to be in order to handle this world correctly.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah. All right. Appreciate you stopping by. We're gonna get into the next topic. Obviously, we read all the comments. So when Noe coming back to the gym, he been in the gym, man. He's been working too. But oh yeah, so we're gonna get into the next one, right? which we talked about this a little bit earlier, right? All right. So let's talk about the definition of misogyny, and we'll talk about the definition of misandry as well, right?
Okay.
The definition of misogyny, right, is going to be the definition of misogyny is hatred or contempt towards women, right? So that means you hate women.
Right.
This is black pill. That is black pill. Being truly misogynist is black pill. That's the way I would describe it personally. In short, right? All right. Misandry. Now, this is a term that I'm going to assume many people are not familiar with, and maybe this might even be your first time hearing this. This is the hatred or contempt towards men, right? Now, something that I see in society is that it's okay to be misandrist, and it's completely acceptable. And you see it all the time within women, where they're like, "Oh, men ain't shit. I hate all men. All men can go to hell. Whatever, right?" Basically, generalizing men to be shit or to be toxic or to be trash, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And it's completely okay. No one questions their platform. No one questions anything, but it's still misandrist. But if a person was a man doing that same exact thing for women, right? He's labeled a misogynist. He might even be canceled.
Oh yeah.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, man, we say one thing, he's like, "Oh, you piece of shit," and then they just like, "Oh," they'll make a TikTok to respond to it. He's like, "I can't believe." He's like, "I love my body," and I'm like, "Okay, I love my body. Nobody can take this away from me." Like the Aries Spears shit, and I'm just like, man. I mean, it was fucked up. What he kind of said, it was kind of funny, but at the same time, it was just like he said one thing. And when like multiple women have gone away with saying like worse stuff. I mean, I even follow girls on Instagram that be posting this shit, reposting this shit from Justin LeBoy, which I don't even know why the fuck he makes these memes, because nigga, this is going against you. This is something that this isn't working in your favor. But I guess, hey, whatever gets the views. But he's posting all this stuff, and I'm just like, oh my goodness, man, what has like the world come to? like why can't we just go back to the 1980s and just have like I don't know, just
normal life. Normal life.
Yeah,
Man, yeah.
it's crazy, man.
Yeah, so with the misogynist, why do you think people are labeled, or why do you think people are so quick to label people misogynist?
Man, like women labeling men as misogynist.
Yes.
I think now, if I kind of see where the world is going now, it's almost like the society or whoever the higher ups is, they want to change the masculine men into a woman. It's crazy. Like you see people taking, you see people literally I mean, you do what you want to do with your body, transforming, taking pills, estrogen pills, all this other stuff, and I'm just like, what is going on? Like, what is going on? I'm just like, it's like a whole entire change. It's like you see more people, it's even now. Oh, this is crazy. I actually found a study that now I think more men now, like at our age, have lower testosterone, way lower testosterone than they did like back then.
Yeah, I want to say majority of men our age. Let's just say we're 20. We're 20, right?
Yeah.
We should have one of the highest amounts of testosterone in our body.
Yeah.
In our entire lifetime, right? Which I think it exceeds what I think maybe 25, maybe hits a peak, right?
Yeah.
I want to say there's people. I think it said like something like 60 men like 30 years ago who were like 60 have like more than us, like way more than us, which I found that absolutely fucking crazy and scary at the same time.
Put shit in our food.
Exactly. Yeah, it realistically comes down to what we eat and drink, and you know, I would say the phone definitely doesn't help.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously there's a lot of contributing factors that go into why we have a lower testosterone, but it is what it is, I guess. As a man, if I give you some advice, man, just try to find ways to increase your testosterone. Make sure you're working out. Make sure you're do whatever the fuck it takes. Do your research, man.
Yeah, if you gotta go to Roman, do it.
He said, "Shout out to Roman." Hey, they ain't sponsoring us over here, man. Come on now.
They ain't sponsoring us, nah. But, hey, plug us up. Get us together, man.
Let me get that sponsor for the one time. We'll go ahead and promote that shit all the time. Yeah, I feel like the misogyny aspect. Going back to that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's so loosely thrown around, right? You can hate, or I don't even say hate. You can dislike a group of women that are toxic to society, and you're labeled a misogynist.
Oh yeah.
Right. For example, right? Most men do not like hoes.
Oh yeah.
They're not wife and hoes, right? Let's keep it 1,000, right? But if a man says, you know what, I don't like hoes for this reason. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, he's a misogynist.
Yeah.
He's literally expressing his dislike for women that do not contribute to a healthy society.
Yeah.
And he's still labeled a misogynist. A misogynist is hatred towards women in general.
Yeah, right.
Right? It's okay. It's completely okay. And here's the thing. I don't even see any men that are labeled misogynist hating all women or saying that they hate all women, all groups of women.
Right.
I never see that. It's usually a specified group of women.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
But I see more women talking about, hey, I hate all men. All men are trash. All men are toxic. All men, and they're so quick to generalize. But yet, like I said, nobody labels them misandrous. Nobody's canceling from that. Nobody's second guessing anything, and it's just fucking ridiculous in my opinion.
You know, it's actually crazy and this is right because cancel culture is made up of more women and people from different communities or whatever than just men in general. Like notice how almost everybody, like Dave Chappelle and all these other comedians.
He's go by the way.
Yeah, like all these other comedians getting canceled for like their views on sexuality or whatever the case may be. And when back then it was just like, man, like shit, they could say like literally anything. They're comedians. That's what they do. You know what I'm saying? Like it's almost like the whole entire world has become more sensitive. Almost like we get like, okay, there's certain things that you could be insensitive to, but it's just like, man, I remember back in the day, like when I was a kid and all that stuff, it was just like, oh, somebody said something, okay, move on. It was just like, oh, whatever, man. I grew up in Indianapolis where we used to just roast all the time, like at school, roast all the time. We would say fucked up shit all the time, and now it's like certain shit that we said back then.
Cancel. You'd have been canceled. For that
yeah.
shit.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I would say honestly, our generation is the last generation to see, or I would say our generation is one of the last to have lived that life before cancel culture. Like I said, when we were younger, you know, the locker room talk, fellas. You know, you all know what the hell I'm talking about,
Oh
right?
yeah.
We were able to have that freely, and you know, like I said, there's a lot of things. Like I said, if we brought that back up, a cancel for that.
Mm-hmm.
But what it comes down to is this, like, you know, that was just life at one point, and especially the people that are older, you have to understand that that was just the way they live.
Right.
That was just their upbringing, right? You
Right.
wouldn't want anybody to criticize you. Let's just say 30 or 40 years down the line, right? Let's just say society's different, right?
Yeah.
You do not want somebody really criticizing you or thinking that you are cancel worthy because of the shit that you're programmed to have to think right now, right?
Right.
It would be, it is what it is, but like you had mentioned, right? The comedians really can't even be comedians anymore.
Nope.
Everybody's too sensitive. You know,
Right.
part of joking is being insensitive and,
Mhm.
and making a joke out of it. But like you had mentioned, right? Even Dave Chappelle has to tiptoe around some shit, even though he's, you know, he's on that damn line, damn near, right?
Right. Right. Right.
Which he does it very very well, right?
Yeah.
But even he has to kind of restructure some of the shit. So he's, you know, he's still trying to get his message across, but he's trying to portray it in this way.
Mm.
Try not to, you know, blow everybody's heads off. Obviously, you know, Dave Chappelle, he could easily blow up the internet with one fucking special. He can easily. Blow
Oh
up the
yeah.
internet.
If he said everything that really was in his mind, man, Jesus.
he would be attempted to cancel, which he wouldn't be canceled because he can't be canceled.
Nope.
He's too strategic. He's too smart to be canceled, right? And I feel like there's very very few exceptional people that can, you know, withstand a cancellation, right? But yeah. We got a little bit off topic, but you understand what the hell we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Anything else? Anything else you want to add to the misogyny or the misandry?
No, sir. I think we covered everything pretty much.
All right, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, appreciate everyone for stopping by. We have 2 people in here. Make sure to leave a comment just so you can see who's in here.
Life was good back then, but now it's time to make it better. Yes, sir. Yeah, life was good, man. Like, man, like it was like 2012 up to 2016, 2017, man. Those were the years. Shit, man. Music was pretty good too.
Life was good. Life was good in general.
Like,
Come on now.
yeah, I didn't have to worry about nothing. Everything was, man, like, I remember my mom saying, like, when I was a kid, like, don't rush growing up, which I kind of did, but then I was like, dang, like, I wish I would have listened to her almost, like, being a kid sometimes, like, just like, if anybody watches, like, Solo Luminizer videos, sometimes you gotta get out that inner child or whatever the case may be, and just, like, I don't know, just be in tune with yourself almost sometimes, you know? I think that's important.
How do you think people could do that the best way they possibly can?
Like, bring out the inner child or something like that.
Yeah.
Do something that, I don't know, brings back memories or something that you used to do when you were a kid or you used to enjoy it. So, like, for me, I used to enjoy going to, like, the blacktop and shooting some baskets, or I used to, like, man, I wouldn't say don't go to the mall because you just spend a whole bunch of money there. I used to do that shit all the time. But, shit, I used to really like amusement parks when I was a kid. I still do. You can do, like, you can revisit older video games. Like, let's just say you
For nostalgia would be going crazy.
My, like, one of the first video games I ever played was, like, I think it was Mario Kart Double Dash on the GameCube.
GameCube, man. I was just thinking about some shit. I was thinking about Mario Party 64. Have you played on that?
Mm-hmm.
Man, that game went crazy on the.
Yeah. That Max Payne 3, Red Dead Redemption, the first one, of course. And 2K14, I don't know. I played 2K14.
For sure. Yeah, those bring us good memories. Yeah, I would say that's pretty good, right? You know, just doing shit that you were doing when you were younger, right? Bringing out the inner child, and yeah, I would say a lot of people suppress that, and it's not healthy. They try to. Oh yeah, I'm an adult now, so I can't do that, right?
Yeah.
You know, you have to be able to let out the inner child in certain occasions, right? There's a time and a place.
Of course,
for anything, right? But yeah, Champ is the exception. He's not getting canceled. Yeah, I'm not getting canceled. No, I'm not gonna get canceled. I'll be as soon as I blow up, I'll be more strategic with how I phrase things. I'm already strategic in my own right, but I want to be able to express freely what I believe to an extent. But yeah, once I build a platform where I can have multiple people or a lot of people, right, community people, right, I'll be uncancelable because everybody knows at the very least, you know, I'm being genuine, and that right there builds community right there just by being genuine. Not a lot of people are genuine nowadays, so it is what it is.
No.
Yeah, a lot of people fake. A lot of people, like I said, they have I would say they have sponsors and stuff like that. Right. Here's the thing, me being real, the sponsors, if once they come, they're gonna understand that I'm gonna be real with it.
Yeah, you
So
yourself. Yeah.
I'm only going to attract I'm only gonna attract people that are real, essentially,
Mm,
or accept me for me. Pretty
right.
much. But yeah, that's what I would say to that. Other than that, yeah. So we got 3 people in here. I appreciate you for stopping by. Make sure to leave a comment just so we can see your comments. Yeah, we'll go ahead and end it off here in a second. But yeah, good shit for the most part. If we can go ahead and give you a recap, we talked about the red pill, blue pill. Just to reiterate real quick, if you could summarize the red pill just real quick, how would you describe it?
Red pill is literally the truth. Like I said in the beginning, there's a lot of misconceptions about the red pill. About the red pill being like, for example, just about women when it's really not just about women. It's a way of life almost. Like red pill is almost like it's like a way of life to where you're kind of just figuring out the truths in life. Um, a lot of red pill people are big on focusing on yourself so you can become the best version of yourself. A lot of them are that way. A lot of them had the ideology when you focus on yourself and and like you try to build yourself up. Eventually, you're going to basically all the other things that you couldn't attain, or whether it be women or whether it be different things, they'll come to you eventually because you got that natural energy or something like that. Uh,
He said something like that. Yeah, that's a pretty good way to describe it.
So yeah, that's basically it for the red pill. That's how I would describe it.
Yeah, how I would describe it real quick, like you said, is understanding the harsh truths about the reality of life, understanding female nature, understanding um, that there's a social agenda that isn't exactly seamless, right? There's a lot of flaws within what they're trying to give us. A lot of the information they're trying to give us, there's a lot of flaws within it, and it's understanding that. Yeah, basically just understanding the truth, right? Blue pill. Uh, my definition of the blue pill is, like I said, believing everything you're told, understanding or thinking that everything in a Disney fairy tale is gonna happen in real life.
Mm.
Thinking that women like nice guys. I would say that's a lot of the blue pill. Also, OnlyFans and things like that, right? I would all deem that to be under the blue pill. If you can give your
Yeah.
quick definition of blue pill, what would you say?
Blue pill is basically naivety, being naive, and really not knowing what's really going on in society. Turning agendas, whether it be like shoot the kind of the war we're going with the two genders right now is almost like it's crazy. It's kind of crazy how things have transitioned in the last 10 years almost in terms of relationships and stuff like that. Of course, we had thoughts and all that stuff back then, but it's just like, oh my
A lot
God.
less thoughts though.
A lot less. And it's
Thoughts
like,
always existed though. Come on now.
yeah, it's just like it was like, okay, this group of people over here, but oh my God, it's crazy. Like like literally for the last 3 or 4 months, I was just like going around in the field and all that stuff. And I'm like, wow, this is how y'all get down now? Oh no. It's no wonder the shade room said something about this shit. So it really but I got a little bit of stuff. But really, the blue pill is almost like, you're living in a fantasy almost.
I like that.
You're living in a fantasy, and let's just say even if you've been hurt by somebody or hurt by a girl, but you don't really realize, you don't take in those lessons and do things differently. And that's and even for red pill, that's kind of what red pill does, because in order to be red pill, you have to be blue pill at some point. You just wake up and be like, oh, women do this, unless somebody taught you that, unless your dad was like, hey, girls are like this and blah 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 blah.
Yeah, but teaching is one thing, but experiencing is completely different thing.
Experience
You're exactly right though.
Experience is like the biggest teacher for
Obviously.
sure.
Obviously, yep. Good shit. We also got into a few other pills, right? The black pill, essentially, red pill overdose, red pill rage, taking everything a little too far, thinking that all women are bad, thinking that only certain people are set up for success. That's kind of the way I would describe it. Do you want to give your definition real quick about black pill?
Black pill. Okay. Yeah, the black pill is that red pill rage, almost. It's that red pill rage. You're like, man, fuck these men. And like, Honestly, if I'm being honest, I think I've been black pill at some point, but it was just like being angry, like man, fuck y'all, fuck these bitches, like fuck y'all, like just being mad and shit. And it's almost like yeah, blue pill's mad at the world, but shit, black pill mad at women. We know how they work, but it's just like you can't be mad at you can't be mad at biology and how things are. You just gotta accept the way things are, and you gotta move accordingly to you and just like live your life through that. You can't let that control you.
Yeah, I like that definition. Very, very good. And the last one is purple pill, which I would deem me to be purple pill. Cory said you was also purple pill as well.
Yes,
Basically, that is understanding the truths of the red pill, understanding the false nature, the bullshit of the blue pill, understanding the red pill. I don't know if I said that. I don't know if I said that messed up, but yeah, and not taking too much of the red pill and being black pill. Right? It's understanding that you want a relationship. Understanding that, like I said, females work a certain way. Understand that life is a certain way. You're going to need to build yourself up to attain anything worth having in this life. That's where I would deem to be purple pill, which, like I said, we both fall into that category. Other than that, yeah, we'll get into. I'll explain it real quick. I explained the definition of misogyny and misandry. So, for example, right, misogyny is basically the hatred or contempt towards women. Misandry is the hatred or contempt towards men. My quick view, real quick, is misogyny, very, very loosely thrown around within society, and people just think that it's a normal thing to be misogynistic, when in reality, right, not many people live up to the definition of what misogyny is, right? A lot of people feel like, oh, I feel like he is a misogynist, and your feeling is not the reality, always, right? You might not like his views on certain types of women, but he doesn't hate all women.
Right. Yeah.
Right. There's a lot of people that are falsely labeled misogynist. That is my point of view. Misandry, like I said, it's okay to be misandrist. Like I guess it realistically is okay. I guess because nobody's actually taking any damage for being misandrist. Right? Women say, "Hey, men, all men are shit." Whatever. Right? Yeah, I'm sure y'all have heard it, but yeah. That's basically okay.
Right. Yeah, and it's it's crazy because yeah, it's almost like it's not fair. Almost, it's like, oh, we say this, oh, cancel, or you say this, and then they can like go on TikTok and say like, oh, I feel this, yes, girl, in the comment section and shit. And like, man, fuck y'all. It's like they just be posting all that. And I'm just like no, like, and it's sad because like it's messed up because I remember like. And this is like this is kind of off topic, and I don't care. Y'all can do whatever you want. Wouldn't you agree? Like nowadays, it's almost like people are supporting being unhealthy, like out of shape and all that stuff.
Man, let me tell you this, man. Let me give you some backstory, right? Anybody that watches this podcast is gonna know exactly what the fuck's about to come out of my mouth, right? All right. We'll get into this. I'm gonna be very vague with it. I'll explain it to you after. But
Okay,
I'll be very vague with it, right? Man, here's the thing. I agree with you 1,000%, right? It is okay to be unhealthy nowadays, and anyone that tries to suggest a different lifestyle to you, you take offense to it. A lot of people take offense to, hey, you should hit the gym. Oh my God, how dare you say that about me? And you're like, man, I'm just trying to fucking do the best. I'm trying to give you some advice that's going to best benefit you, right? And yeah, I would definitely say that it is promoted to be unhealthy, and people think that's okay. And in my opinion, I do not think it is okay. It is not the correct philosophy to live life. And if you want your life to be shorter, then go ahead and take the unhealthy route. Simple as that. That's me saying the nicest way possible.
Yeah, he's very calculated with that. I could tell. I was like, oh,
exactly. Like I said, I talked about it in a previous podcast. It was going to be, I can't remember the number, but it's basically the harsh realities. What the fuck was the name of it? Harsh realities about the world or something like that. Harsh realities of life, something like that. I agree your part. Yeah, for sure. Okay. People say that girls can be fat in their body. But,
huh. Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Man, he's exactly right. He's exactly right. All right. Yeah, I'm not really gonna comment too much like that. We ain't trying to get canceled out here. For saying the truth, I'm not trying to fucking get canceled out here, coach. But yeah, I agree with some of what KJ says for sure. Other than that, fellas, I appreciate everyone for stopping by. If you're rewatching this, make sure you go and leave a like. Like I said, make sure you go ahead and check out the TikToks and YouTube shorts that I also posted as well. Other than that, fellas, this was episode number 65 of the Life of Champ podcast with the boy Cory talking about red pill, blue pill, purple pill, black pill, talking about misogyny and misandry. Like I said, if you're watching this, make sure you leave a like. Other than that, fellas, one thing I want to say, one thing I always do with the end is I like for the guests to go ahead and give the people a piece of game that they can take for the rest of their week. If you're going to give the people some game real quick, what would you say?
Some game I would give everybody to just stand by is there's this one quote I'm thinking of. It's like basically like hard times do not last, tough people do.
I like that one. That one hasn't been said on the podcast.
Yeah, like hard times do not last, tough people do. And you can just take that into account. Like, we're all going to go through trials and tribulations throughout their life. And shit, I've been through a bunch of trials and tribulations throughout these last 2 years, trying to figure out things. Like, because really, just throughout my high school, I wasn't really aware. And I didn't really push myself out of my comfort zone. Another piece of game is, like, in terms of, like, if you're more of, like, an antisocial person and I think really socializing and making a network and stuff like that, you never know what opportunity that can bring you. I think you just got to be uncomfortable with be comfortable with being uncomfortable. That's what I was going to say. So if you got to get like a retail job and like be comfortable with being around more people and all that stuff, do it, because at the end of the day, that's just going to help you elevate almost. Like, I like even now, like the only reason like I really don't go nowhere. Obviously, everybody knows like the gas prices raising up, all that shit doesn't even make me want to leave the house. I just like go in my room, edit and do all this shit all day. I might go outside and fucking hoop or go work out or something like that. But just, push yourself out of your comfort zone. Do something every week to just go out and do something. That way you're kind of keeping up on that, being out in society shit. And even for me, it was hard coming back into the real world after quarantine. I wasn't around nobody for real. I was isolated, so I had a lot of time to think.
Well, we got 5 people in here. I love how everyone comes in. We're about to go ahead and end it off. That's a tragedy. But if you're in here right now, make sure you leave a comment. We'll say a little bit later, and then we'll see a little bit later. So if you're in here, make sure you leave comments. If there's any questions you have pertaining to the topic that we talked about today, make sure to leave in the comments as well. Shout out to Gio who's in here. Appreciate you for stopping by.
Sure.
Yeah, well, we'll go ahead and end it off, and we'll end it off in 3 minutes. So if you're in here, like I said, make sure to leave a comment. I mean, I love it. Everybody trying to come through when we're about to end this shit off, man. That's crazy, man.
Everybody's trying to come through. They trying to get some game.
Yeah, exactly. Cory already spitting the fucking game, man. Spitting the game, man. Yeah, like I said, he's exactly right. You gotta be comfortable with being uncomfortable, and you said tough people last. Hard times obviously do not last that long, right? It is just a temporary state of being, and you're exactly right with all those, man. Spitting the game for the people, man. Like I said, people need it, man. People need it, man.
Yeah, and if anybody in there, this is I'm pretty sure you talked about it on your channel, like the whole entire no fat thing and all that stuff.
I have not yet.
Oh, you haven't?
I haven't had. Well, actually, I've talked about it in certain podcasts. I've never made a specific podcast for it. I really should do that.
Oh, okay.
But I've talked about it like here and there. But yeah. Some people watching this are familiar with it.
Oh, okay. I thought I saw something you saying something about it one time. I was like, you know what? I think it's something that everybody should do every now and then. Okay, all right. We know sometimes motherfuckers get lonely. Oh, and it's just like, you just wake up and you just gotta handle your business. But hey, I would practice it because that shit fucks up your dopamine, okay, and your brain and shit. So you gotta practice it, and then if you feel a certain way, go work out or go do some push-ups, or I don't know, go smoke or something. Go outside and just do something, just not to do it, because when you do it, and then you sit there and you're like, ah, shit, I'm a piece of shit for doing this shit. You just gotta.
Man, that post-nut clarity hit in, man. Man, you out here fucking your hand, man. What are you doing, man? Hey, come on now. Hey, you down terrible, man. Yeah, I definitely got to get a podcast. I'll bring in. If you want to be on that podcast that I talk about that, we can definitely do that.
Oh, yeah,
I'll bring somebody else in as well.
Of course, yeah.
But yeah, it is something that I've done plenty of research on. And if you're in the self-development space, you're gonna eventually run into it. But other than that, I appreciate everyone stopping by. Make sure to leave a like on the video. Other than that, fellas, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Like I said, Life of Champ podcast, episode number 65 with the boy Cory.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate you for actually coming down and being on the podcast, man.
Yeah, of course.
Awesome.
No doubt.
Other than that, fellas, I'm going to go ahead and end off with this. My saying right here. Fellas, we don't just work, we outwork. And it's as simple as that, man. We outwork out here. Come on now. Other than that, fellas, y'all good rest of your night, man. And until next podcast, which is going to be on Thursday.